What's his name? Good evening, and thank you so much for coming tonight. Call to order public session, and by the recommendation of Ms. Rayburn, could you please join us as JT leads us in the Pledge of Allegiance? By the recommendation of Ms. Rayburn.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, JT. Okay, we're going to go right into the superintendent's report, which is student recognition.
All right, and so I'm going to give it right over to the middle school and Dr. Reggio and Fabian. Thank you all for being here this evening. We'll try to move this along quickly so that you guys can, I know it's very crowded in here, but.
Yeah, but we do have the budget presentation.
Sure.
All right, thank you all so much for coming. We're so excited to honor our middle school students tonight. We're going to just switch the order. We're going to do the IB Learner Profile Treats first. We're honoring 10 students for that, and then we're going to do the NYP Community Showcase. That's going to take a little bit longer. So families that are here for a certificate, after the certificate portion, if you want to go, you certainly can. All right, so we're going to start with the IB Learner Profile Trait of Communicator. And I will pull up the sixth graders first. Cameron Eaton was nominated by his teachers for the Cameron's teacher said that Cameron is an excellent communicator. He is able to understand situations that he is in and communicate well with others. He asks questions, he offers suggestions, and he listens to people's responses in a meaningful way. He often takes on a leadership role in the classroom or group activities because of his strength in communicating. Congratulations, Cameron. The next sixth grader nominated for being an excellent communicator is Jeremy Vulture. Jeremy's teacher said, and I love this line, Jeremy is filled with Jereminess. He is extremely articulate, and if you know Jeremy, you know exactly what that means. He's extremely articulate and has an extensive vocabulary. He is able to use his communication skills in a variety of ways, talking to teachers, working well with his classmates, etc., etc. Congratulations, Jeremy. Seventh grade, Joseph Nizza. Joseph's teacher said Joseph consistently communicates in Spanish and does his best to do so well in class. He is eager to learn the nuances of the language and communicates effectively when asking questions, so he is able to improve his skill in the language. Lillian Dubowski. Lillian also loves to speak Spanish and works very hard to do so. She consistently seeks out for personal notes from class, or previous material to aid her ability to speak fluently. She studies hard and uses what she learns in class to participate with others. Elizabeth Sparanova is not, oh, she made it, yay, come on up, Elizabeth. Elizabeth Sparanova, we didn't think we could make it, we're so excited. Elizabeth helped explain to the class her experiences in Russia and her upbringing. This is so very much appreciated. She's always so well spoken and knows how to listen. And our second eighth grader for communicator is Colin Frick. Colin reached out to me several times throughout the month, emailing me and speaking directly about being an advocate for themselves and their grades in eSchool, managing his student portal. He was super polite and professional, and it really impressed us. Plus, he created an announcement for the morning show that was very well written to help get kids He's also a new host on the morning show, and he does a great job. I'm going to turn it over to Mrs. Fabian for caring, and then we'll do a group picture with all the students.
Patriot Markle, 6th grader. Patriot is always aware of how other people may be affected by things that are said. Very kind and considerate of others' feelings. Congratulations, Angelina Osman, we don't think she's here. Is she here tonight?
Just over at the dance studio, so I don't think so.
Okay. Cassidy Moore, 7th grade. Cassidy works very hard in class to understand Spanish on a deeper level. She's always bringing a positive attitude to the classroom, and it's clear that she is a beacon of light for her classmates. She's very considerate and does her best to accomplish her work, while also assisting those around her with a laugh or a smile. Congratulations. Next, we have Ariana Marcus, 7th grade. Every class, Ariana works closely with a new ELL student, not because she has to, but because she wants to. She helps translate her work and explains that what the teachers are saying in Spanish. Congratulations, Ariana. Thank you. Okay, next, 8th grade, we have Nate Soto. Nate is a kind and caring student. He's working hard on his NYC project to donate to St. Jude's Children's Research Center. He's also friendly, helpful, and respects others and their feelings. Next, we have Andrea Martinez, 8th grade.
All right, congratulations to our community leaders. And face the audience for a photo, okay?
That's fine.
All right.
Danielle, Marcus. Mark, thank you. Marcus is in the way. Danielle's over.
Okay, ready? 1, 2, 3. Perfect. Congratulations. I know.
Feel free to take us.
Yeah. No, she's in
It's the whole top part. You know, like how it pops out. No, it's the part that pops out. I'm so stressed.
Let's just be careful because it's like a camera.
Yeah.
My bad.
Reggie, before you start,
Yes.
I just want to appeal to the lovely crowd. We are having our budget workshop right after this. It's only 11 slides. One is entitled, so it's really 10. Very, very colorful, but really important information for the budget vote coming up in May. And while we generally say when we're done with student presentations, and if you need to leave, we're nobody's holding you captive, but we would love it if you could stay for the 10 slides. Terry, yeah, she talks fast and she's very, very fun. If you can stay, we'd really appreciate it to start getting that information out to the community. And we'll make it as quick and painless as possible. And I think you'll be very happy. So there's that too. Okay, thank you, Dr. Redmond.
No problem. Thank you. Okay, so part 2 of our middle school kind of celebration of students today is our MYP community showcase, community project showcase that we're going to kind of bring here. We have 7 projects here to highlight. Of course, we couldn't bring all of them, but I'm proud to say that every single 8th grade student at Santa Rosa's Middle School completed an MYP community project, and that was amazing. So this has truly been, for the past few years since we've been authorized, a highlight for the building, not just for us to be able to celebrate our 8th graders, but also to show our 6th and 7th graders where they're going and give them something to aspire to be. So this has been an amazing year, and this kind of was a culmination of all of the hard work of our 8th grade students. When I first started here, I'll never forget, the Board of Education at the time told me to never forget the 4 A's, and Santa Rosa is academics, athletics, the arts, and altruism. And it stuck out to me because not all communities have that strong belief in altruism, and I think that's one of the things that makes Santa Rosa so special. And it's not just a community service piece, but it truly is like a selfless concern for the well-being of others. And I see that in our students from a very young age and their involvement in the community center and NYO and other things are happening, all the wonderful things our students do. And it continues on as a tradition for generations to come. And I think that really makes our community special, and our community projects just lend to the continuing of that altruism in our student body. And one of the things that I love so much is going around the town and having community members and shop owners and people stop me to say, oh, our middle schoolers did this, our middle schoolers did that. You can see their signs in the windows and their boxes, and you can kind of see the middle school kind of spreading out its branches in the community. So, and some of their pieces, which you'll learn about tonight, will have lasting effects and will be visible for years to come. So I want to turn it over now to Mrs. Warshevsky, who is our IB NYP community, IB NYP coordinator, and Mr. Bellotti is the community project coordinator. So they really are a dynamic duo. They keep our NYP at the forefront of all of our minds, and they did a fantastic job leading this charge. So we'll turn it over to that.
Thank you, Dr. Regino. I'm going to be quick. So before I start, I just want to say thank you to teachers, mentors, parents, because without you, this would not be possible. This age without you. I wanted to jump ship, but it works out. So because as teachers, we like to be in control, and for months, we're not in control of this project because everything is happening outside of the classroom, and that's very nerve-wracking. But every year, they come and they surprise us, and the gallery walk is probably one of my favorite days of the year. Just going up and down the rows and talking to the kids, and they have so much pride in their topics, and they really know their topic too, and that's one of my joys. And being a special ed teacher, knowing that every single 8th grader participated and did well, it just shows the inclusivity that we have here at Santa Rosa. So I think that's a great part that we should be proud of.
Yeah, and as they both said, like when we talk about student agency and our caring students, this really embodies that. These students, we started rolling this out to them in September. And we're like, this is coming, this is what you did. We showed them what kids did last year. But we don't choose their projects. They have to kind of figure out something that they're passionate about, that they love. A lot of kids love animals, some of them are just animals, but that's the beauty of this project. They get to pick something that they really love and they care about, and they develop a plan. They figure out how to contact people. You have 8th graders, calling on the phone and talking to adults. You have 8th graders dealing with some, topics that you're going to hear about tonight that are, really important. And, one of the things with the IB, yes, it's about, rigor and agency and inquiry and critical thinking skills. But the other part of it is we don't just want our students to be good students. We want our students to be good people. And this kind of really embodies that. So we're really proud of our students and all the things they have done. Thank you, Mr. Bellotti. Thank you, Board of Education. Thank you, parents, for driving some of them all over. I know some kids went to West Hampton and Vitally and this, that, and the other thing, and raising money, and and students. You guys all did an amazing job. So without further ado, I'm going to turn it over to some of our students.
I think something also that you touched on that makes this so special is when you go around the gallery walk and talk to each individual student group, their topic was so personal to them for so many reasons. And sometimes on the surface, you can't hear, but when you ask them, like, why did you choose this topic? Oh, it's because I have a cousin that blah, 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 or my grandma, or my father, or my this. They have like such a deep personal rooted connection as to why they picked their project. And that kind of drives their passion. So for a lot of them, that has been something super special that I saw particularly with this group of students. So, all right, we're gonna pull up the projects one by one and bring their boards up so that everybody can see them, all right?
Do you want to start?
Yes.
You guys want to? Let's start with you guys.
MVG.
Oh, you can hold it. All right, go ahead.
Good evening. Today I will be presenting to you guys our NYC project.
This is called the MVG, National Most Valuable Grandparents. BVT obviously work for baseball, and we've tried to find a need in the community that we had to, do something about. So we decided, because we both play baseball, we want to incorporate that into our hockey project. So we decided to raise money by selling candy at the junior high sporting events, to buy a bench with that money that we raised. And that bench will be going down the varsity baseball field. There's a picture of the bench. We also got a plaque. That's just a picture of it. The bench is already down the varsity baseball field, has a plaque on it, and we raised $405. So that was all selling candy. We went around to classrooms, only in our school. So
This is actually a picture of the bench right here. It's the plaque that we put on the bench. And this is also candy that we sold at the junior high.
any questions?
They talk a lot about the big hill. They said they watched too many grandparents go up and down the hill, and that's what they felt with their identified problems. Very cool.
Do you want us to hold it for you?
My name is Michael Heisman, and I am responsible for this project called Save Our Veterans. This project really inspired me because my grandpa served in the Vietnam War, and I really care about him. Look up to him when I grew up in school. Okay, so what I did, I put donation boxes, I put 2 in middle school, but 1 in 3 more school districts. I think I put another one in mom's school. I raised a total of $150, and I will be putting the money towards the Vietnam Veterans Memorial Fund Association's website. I found out. Any questions?
I'm probably before the showcase even started.
This is Chloe and Jaden. And for our project, we're in the middle school band and we really like playing our instruments for everybody. And for our project, we went to the West Hampton Care Center and played our clarinets for the seniors that are there.
It made us really happy, and it made them really happy. It made us really happy to see them very happy for us playing our instrument, and I feel like it brightened their day.
And after we played our instruments, we went and served them coffee, and we also talked with them to see how they liked our performance and just made their day by making them smile.
You can make up my science class.
So we wanted to raise awareness for veterans. So we made a website to provide information for like parents and students and anybody really who wants to see it.
Oh, not that guys. Anyways, so this project was very personal to me, at least for me. I don't know about them. But anyways, just to figure it out. So at the age of, well, I have two stories to tell. So at the age of 1, my dad sadly overdosed due to drugs. So, And then at 7 years old, my mom passed away due to the same exact thing. But unfortunately, it was due to fentanyl. So that's why I chose to do this. And I think it's your time to talk.
It's kind of just like research thing, and the little white dot right there is actually the amount of fentanyl that can kill you. It's not that big. It doesn't really take a lot. I think that's a thing.
Oh man, let's just flip that around.
There's some other things on the back. And
I think we have one more thing. So basically, if you sign this thing right here, you can see it says, "I agree to be drug-free." And that is a lot of signatures, so I don't know if there's room, but if you want to sign it, you can.
That's awesome. I love that. We'll pass it around so if you want to sign it. Would you like to make each sign?
Our project is Passion for Fashion, and basically, we went around the school and collected clothing from shelters. It was called Social Center. Yeah, I think it was like a farm meal or something, but, yeah, basically, so when we first started, we didn't get anything, so we just like reached out to friends and family, we kind of just like asked there, and we got like a lot of clothes, I think we got like 3-4 garbage sized bags of clothes, and we all donated it.
we also have flyers if you want to donate to the Health Social Center. We did a spring cleaning.
So, for our community service project, we built a birdhouse for the senior courtyard. We went to serve our local community by building a birdhouse to create a peaceful space for the people to enjoy. Conserve environment, mental needs for different types of birds and needs like shelter. We searched for birdhouses on the internet, purchased materials and supplies, built the birdhouse we built. We built the birdhouse. paint it, find a place to put the birdhouse, put food in the birdhouse, and watch and enjoy the birdhouse. Learn work skills, time management skills, communication skills, and organization skills. We really successful when birds come or fly to the birdhouse and people admiring and occupying the space.
Have 2 minutes. I was lucky enough to be the mentor for these amazing young ladies. When they first had the idea for the birdhouse, they had no idea where to put it. And for those of you that know the senior courtyard, there used to be a big old tree there, and it was cut down right in September. When I told the girls that we hadn't had any birds in there since the tree was gone, their faces lit up. And they were like, let's put it in the courtyard. And then when their parents found out that that's where it was going, and that's why, it became very meaningful to everybody in both families. It's the most beautiful birdhouse that you have ever seen. It is gorgeous. If you have a chance, you can see it from the lobby when you walk into the high school. They researched it, it's 7 feet tall so that certain birds can find refuge there, and it's just splendid, and our administrators from their windows can see it, and everyone coming to the lobby can see it. So girls, you did an amazing job, amazing. So proud of you.
We really wanted to bring 59 projects here tonight. There were so many good ones, and it was so hard to choose a few that last, but certainly not least.
Hi, so I'm Rosalie Montesanto, and my project is called It's Okay to Not Be Okay. And the whole point of it was to spread awareness for kids and adolescents who are struggling with their mental health. So I made posters and I put them around town, like places like at McDonald's, King Pollard, and the library, and a few other places. And it was basically like a poster, you can see it right here, where you, okay, sorry. It's where I put like resources and like the hotlines for people that need them. And I think it's important because I think normalizing mental health, especially for kids and teens, is very important. And making safe spaces for everyone is also very important. So that's why this project is very personal to me, because I feel like that everybody should have a place to go to. So, yeah.
So that was like a cross section. As you can see, we tried to bring a variety of different types of projects here to show you, but picture that times every single 8th grade student, and that was our showcase. So this really has been a celebration of our 8th grade class as they enter their 4th quarter before they head to high school, and we're so very proud of them, and we're happy to be here tonight to share with the board and the community.
For quite some time, we've had students coming from all of the schools and presenting at each board meeting, and it never ceases to amaze me what our students do. And I guess at some point I need to stop being amazed, and it's just what we are as a community, and that's the families and the children and the work that they do, which makes what we do up here so rewarding to come and see this every month. So thank you so much for that. Wonderful, wonderful presentations. No fair making us cry, it's just a great evening and great presentations. We do have one more presentation, a budget one, if you would like to stay. 10 slides, 1 to 11, but very colorful. And if you could stay, what do we think, Carrie, 15 minutes? Not even. So even though it's only 10 slides, it's a lot of important information. And it's been a lot of hard work from our central office staff, which we really, really appreciated, come up with a responsible budget for the community.
And I truly want to thank all the kids and families for being here as well. Truly heartwarming to see these projects. They really inspire us, and some of them, some of the priorities we have as a district when we talk earlier about mental health, wellness, just like we have physical health, we have mental health, right? Once we realize that and understand that truly at a deep level, I think it's going to really change things in society. So thank you all for that wonderful work. There is one other project that I would highlight that we're going to be accepting later in our donations. Milan Brown did a fundraiser, and her fundraiser was to pay off lunch balances for kids in the elementary school. And she raised over $1,200. And we're going to be accepting that donation tonight from one of our middle school schools. So really,
talk fast, so I will try to make this quick for those students that want to get out of here. So this is our final budget workshop where the board will be adopting the budget this evening. Our next one will be a budget hearing, which is in 2 weeks, and that is strictly to go over the entire budget as a whole. So the budget's broken out into 3 separate parts. There's administrative component, capital component, and program. Listed on here are the different categories that fall within each of those components as we work through the budget process. We've held meetings since January. All presentations are available up on the website as well as recorded through our website for anybody to go back and view if there's any questions with regards to our process as we got to this point. This is just a summary of our spending, a percent of spending. As you can see, the majority of our budget is spent on our programs, on our instructional programs for all of our students. A small portion is split between the administrative component as well as our capital component. A summary of how we divvy out our expenses, and this is a comparative from where we stand this current school year's budget to next year's budget. The red down at the bottom is just your general support budget. The black piece, which you can see is the largest portion, is our instructional budget. That's all of our instructional staff, the materials and supplies for our students. Our transportation is then just above that. And then we have our benefits as it relates to all employees. And then our debt that we have incurred as a district, as well as any transfers we do in between some of our funds, and those transfers would include any capital projects we do on an annual basis. So we are seeing significant cost drivers this year. We've discussed this throughout the process. 2 major ones, however, are in the area of transportation. Last year, our transportation contract goes up by what's called CPI each year as it relates to transportation, and we received that information in June. So it's after the budget is adopted by both the board as well as the community. So last year we were conservative and budgeted a 4% increase as we were seeing higher inflation rates. However, it came in over 6%. So for next year, we're now budgeting that 6% and hopeful that it will come in lower. But we do need to be mindful of that cost that is unknown at this time. As well as we've had some route changes, some additional students that need extra transportation. So we've had to add those in order to protect the budget for any unknown needs that may come up next year. The other area is the area of employee benefits. Our health insurance is a large increase. Again, we were conservative, so we thought in our budgeting process with that at 12%, it came in at 15%. We only know 6 months of that cost at a time, as our insurance does run the calendar year, January through December, but our budget is July through June. So we have to project out what we think the second half of the year will be. So we are being conservative in that for next year as well in order to make sure we're protected when it comes to that rate increase from our insurance company. So what's in the budget? What are our adds to the budget? We're maintaining all current programs and we're looking to continue to enhance some programs we have. We are adding an additional maintenance staff, grounds crew to our buildings and grounds department. We have some security enhancements. Within the budget, we're adding an additional security guard strictly just for the middle school. We are also adding some additional security cameras, replacing some cameras that are not giving us very good images, so we're working on that. We have some upgrades to our buildings, some floor replacements in some of our buildings. There's carpet, for instance, as well as some classrooms up at the middle school that are starting to see some tiles come up and it's becoming a safety issue, so that will be done over the summer months. Our security team will receive new golf carts. Some of them are in disrepair, so we will be replacing those. We are looking towards 21st century learning furniture, and that is in relation to the board goal that we had set this year. So we are working on a plan to implement that over the next 4 years, and we are starting with that in our purchases for the new school year coming up. We have a capital outlay project. We started this last year, where we did the female bathroom up at the high school in the back of the building was redone, and that was through these $100,000 projects. We do a $100,000 project, the following year we get aid on that project at our building aid ratio, which is 74%. So if we spend $100,000, we get $74,000 back the following year, which leaves the balance of $26,000 to be the cost of the next year's project. So it's a net cost to taxpayers of $26,000. We will be doing the other female bathroom up at the high school, the one that's across from the auditorium, over the summer months. We've already submitted the project to the State Education Department with the hopes to get those permits in place for July so we can get that work done before the school year starts. You may have noticed if you've been at the high school, we did do the boys' bathroom over February break, and that was with our repair reserve money. The board passed a resolution to repair that. Middle school gym floor, we kept it in the budget, yes. The middle school gym floor will be resurfaced as well. It's one of our last gyms. We've been doing a gym every year. The APR room does need it as well in Clayton Huey. That will be on, we are having the conversation of doing that within our capital bond that we're working on with our bond committee, or we may be able to roll it into budget next year. So we are slowly trying to upgrade our facilities and do these projects within our general fund as it's supported. In the area of the education that is directly impacting your children, we adopted a new math curriculum, K through 5, that was presented to the board a few meetings ago, and they adopted it, I believe, at the last board meeting. We have added assistant coaches so that we have an assistant coach at all varsity and JV levels. So that was for our basketball and volleyball teams, I believe, is where we added assistant coaches. We are adding a high school PE health teacher to support some of our curriculum needs, as well as adding an EML teacher so that every building has the proper staffing and we're not sharing staff anymore between buildings. We are also adding pupil personnel services for staff. And that, Dr. Mazur, you want to chime in?
Yeah, I think, we constantly are evaluating our needs. Previously, we had, where it says high school PE health teacher, previously we talked about a social studies teacher. But a lot of the things we looked at, and, Rosalie, you bring up the mental health needs of kids, by adding support to our pupil personnel services and focus more on health PE, we can focus more on physical and mental health wellness. So we kind of changed a couple of the ads that we had into, kind of same money, same cost-wise, but looking at the positions because we think that better serve our kids.
And the final is we are implementing an additional 811 class at our elementary building, and that is strictly based on the need of our incoming preschool students, as well as our current students in the building. So we have some good things happening. We have some good programs being added, initiatives being taken that we're looking forward to for next year.
Terry, could we just go back for 1 second? A quick question of the assistant coaches. We don't have them for the JV teams, right? Just the varsity? All varsity teams will now have an assistant coach.
Correct.
Okay.
Yes. So how are we paying for this? That's, I know the question most of you want to know. So this is our revenue source, just a quick summary. We will be, going out for a tax levy within our tax levy limit. We'll get to what that is. We do have charges for services, which is tuition. We have our Uncle Chug Nation. We get tuition revenue for those students from the State Education Department. Our students from East Bridges that come here, they pay tuition to us, as well as we have run a robust special education program that many districts send their students here to us, so they pay tuition for their children. So that relates to about $4 million in revenue to help support our services that we provide. And then we have state aid, which is just over $20 million, which is a significant increase. If you've been following along in the news, the state has not yet adopted their budget. However, we have been assured that the funds we received back in February are the monies that we will be getting next year. The state has implemented in law that they will fully fund the small foundation aid. And we were due quite a bit of money over the past couple of years. It's been implemented over the past 2, and this is our final funding year that we will get that money in.
No, I would just say that, because sometimes you say, well, how can you adopt a budget when you don't know what the state budget is, because they fund a significant portion of our budget. But basically what has happened this year is that the governor has puts out an executive budget proposal, and then the assembly puts out a proposal, the Senate puts out a proposal, and the interesting thing about this year is all the money's the same. So it's not, it would be extremely unlikely, there's like a 99.9% certainty that the money that we've been told we're gonna get, we're going to receive. So we're very, very confident saying that that revenue, the state ed revenue is coming in as expected.
So as a result of that additional state aid, it's starting to shift the tax burden off of our taxpayers because our revenue sources are coming from external sources now at this point. So you can see this is just a history of where we've been to where we are now. You can see back in 2018-19, we got 30% of our revenue from state aid. We're now almost at 40% of our revenue coming from the state education department. Our reliance on our taxpayers, there's two numbers there, the red and the orange. One is the actual, what we're levying from our taxpayers. The other is what we levy from the state through your STAR savings that you're receiving on your taxes. So the net is the total levy. We were relying almost at 54% on our taxpayers to help support the budget. We're down now under 50% reliance on our taxpayers. So we're starting to see that shift as a result of fully funding the aid and the formulas that we should be getting from the state. So we're looking forward to continue to see that shift move forward in years out. So what are we looking at? How much does it cost you as a taxpayer? We are anticipating it actually to be less out of your pocket next year, and that is simply due to rising assessment values. As the economy is growing, assessments are going up, therefore your tax rate goes down. And based on recent information we received from the town assessor is that the average tax for a home will be about $8,045, and which is a decrease of $68 per thousand. So what is our proposal? Our budget is $51,770,880, which the board we are asking to adopt this evening. And this is well within our allowable tax levy. So many people think you're capped at 2%. 2% is just a portion of the formula. And if you go back in some presentation, that's all thoroughly explained. We are proposing a 1.97% tax levy to help support this budget, where our cap is at 4.134%. So questions from the board?
I do not. Danielle?
No, I don't.
Rob?
I was going to thank you because we're able to have a 1.97 and be adding into all these things that we're adding into the program is really awesome. You guys have done a great job.
I was going to say the same thing, right? To be able to go out of 4.1, be able to bring it in up to 2 to help the community and taxpayers. You guys did a great job. We certainly appreciate that. And we certainly appreciate you all staying. We know it's not the best. The rest of the agenda is not as exciting.
So May 3rd, I think it is our budget hearing. If you'd like to join us again, it will be a very similar type of information, a little bit more in depth with regards to our plans for our programs going forward that Dr. Becerra will give. And then we will be sending out our normal budget brochure. We're working on final touches to that to be going out in the mail by end of next week, hopefully. So all that information will also be posted on the website. On the business office page, there is a budget link that you can find all presentations that we've done throughout this process, as well as any other documents we've had that support the budget.
And you probably know already, but we do live stream the board meetings, so if you can't be here in person, and then they're archived, so you can go back and watch them. We have multiple cameras now, so we're high tech, right? So again, we really do appreciate you coming. We do have some more budget items agenda items that we're going to cover. You're welcome to stay. If you have children, you want to get them home, we understand that as well. So there is a question session if you have it. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Thanks, Teresa.
Thank you.
Have a good one. Bye.
Questions and comments regarding tonight's agenda only? We will have time for questions and answers at the end as well. There's a list over there.
Yes.
If you wanted to comment or questions, if you could just fill that out over there, that would be great. That brings us to item number 8, retirements. Be it resolved that upon the recommendation of the superintendent of schools, the Board of Education approves the following resignations. Cheryl Weiser, motion?
Motion.
Second? Discussion?
Yeah, just want to thank Cheryl for many years of service since 1998, when she started as a staff member here. She's been a paraprofessional in many, many different roles. But I think that one of the things that collectively you hear from all of the teachers that she's worked with is the same kind of positive feedback. Sorry. That she establishes really positive relationships with kids, and is always wonderful about praising those accomplishments and supporting the students who work for. She also has worked for our extended year program for many years. And I would say, in our community as a leader of the Booster Club. So has really contributed a lot to Southern Merchants in general, and she will be missed. But we wish her luck and wish her wonderful things in the time.
I'm jealous. Congratulations to her. All in favor? Yes. Motion carried unanimously. The Board of Education is asked to accept the minutes of the following meetings as prepared by the district clerk. Minutes of the meeting of the Board of Education on March 15th, 2023. Minutes of the budget workshop meeting of the Board of Education on March 29th, 2023. Motion?
Motion.
Second? Discussion? All in favor? Yes, motion carries unanimously. Be it resolved that the Board of Education, upon the recommendation of the superintendent of schools, accepts the following financial reports. Internal claims audit report, March 2023. Treasurer's report, February 2023. Budget transfer, 1 page. Motion? Second? Discussion? All in favor?
Yes.
Yes, motion carries unanimously. Be it resolved that upon the recommendation of the superintendent of schools, the Board of Education accepts the following donations. Baritone saxophone, Make Olds, Model NA84BA, donated by the Mattel family, approximately valued $5,000. And FHS subscription, $268.22. Student Milan Brown, MYP project, funds will be used to pay off elementary school lunch charges, $1,421. PTO donation, $97.77 for a translator. Motion?
Motion.
Second? Discussion?
Yeah, just with grateful appreciation, certainly the baritone saxophone will come in handy to our music department. It's a very generous donation from the Mattel family, so we thank them. NFHS subscription, of course, is our streaming service that we get quarterly checks from. And obviously, I mentioned Milan's project. That's just extraordinary that she was able to raise over $1,400 and put it and her own idea to put it toward students who can't pay for their own lunches at the elementary school. So really fantastic. And certainly thanks to the PTO for their donation that support us for translation services. Really great to see the community come together.
It's wonderful. All in favor?
Yes.
Yes, motion carries unanimously. I just want to make sure. Number 12. Recommended action that upon the recommendation of the superintendent of schools, the Board of Education authorizes the district clerk to record the outcome of the vote and notify Eastern Suffolk BOCES of the results of the vote for the adoption of the BOCES administrative budget. Be it resolved to approve or not to approve 2023-2024 ES BOCES administrative budget. Motion to approve.
Motion.
Motion. Second? Second. Discussion? All in favor? Yes.
Yes. Who's to make selections?
Robin Horn, yes? Yes. Motion to approve the Eastern Suffolk BOCES 2023-24 administrative budget. Unanimous.
Thank you.
You're welcome. A little dramatic. A little dramatic reading. Superintendent of Schools will review with the Board of Education the names of the 6 candidates running for 5 vacant Eastern Suffolk BOCES board seats. 5 candidates will be elected for 3-year terms commencing on July 1st, 2023, and ending on June 30th, 2026. Center Rich's School Board President, George Maxwell, will conduct a vote for the annual election of candidates to serve on the Eastern Suffolk BOCES board. Recommended action that upon the recommendation of the Superintendent of Schools, Center Rich's Union Free School District Board of Education meeting agenda for April 19th, 2023, the Board of Education authorizes the district clerk to record the outcome of the election and notify Eastern Suffolk BOCES of the results of the vote for the 5 open BOCES board seats. Listed below are the 6 candidates who are running for the 5 vacant seats on the Eastern Suffolk BOCES board. Okay. So I just go through each candidate, and we vote yea or nay?
So essentially, the recommendation
Right.
I had was for Susan McKinnon, Maxey, William Miller, Catherine Romano, and Warren Meyer.
Yeah.
So
The last
the last
five.
five,
The last
the ones that we recommend. They're, they're incumbents and they do have a job in BOCES.
Yes for Julia Colbach? No for Julia.
That's just.
Oh,
Criminal.
do you want to know something?
Amen.
Yeah, I'm not even gonna say it. I was doing so well. Are we just voting for each individual candidate?
Correct.
Okay, yes is for Imran Latif. No is for Imran Latif. 5 noes. Susan Lippman. Yeah, well, we got all the information. I just don't remember doing it this way last year.
Because there's never been.
It was different.
It hasn't been like this.
There's never been 5-5.
And then my name was in the resolution, I was thrown for a loop. All yeses for Susan Lippman?
Yes.
Yes. All, yeah, let me get that. All yeses for Ann McAsee? Yes. Yeses for William Miller? Yes. Yeses for Catherine Romano?
Yes.
Yes. Yes for Norman A. Wagner? Yes. Okay, that was a tough one. Thank you. Approval of consent agenda items. Be resolved, the motion to approve consent agenda items 9A through 18B. Motion.
Motion.
Second. Discussion.
I just have one question about, one of the All Suffolk Auto School, the Stratus Ed.
Yes,
Do we know if we're going back?
we are back, in full live instruction for next year, and they would be only responders to the RFP.
Gotcha.
It's who we've used in the past.
Yeah, to go back to live.
Yes, it's required now. The waivers have been.
Good.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Really, I signed off on that.
I said, I
Who had to sign off on?
Any other discussion? All in favor? Yes, motion carries unanimously. This is the opportunity for general public comment. So if you would like to speak about anything regarding anything, please limit your time to 3 minutes. If you have a spokesperson or a letter that you want to read, again, if you do want to speak, you can just fill out the body. Okay. Good, everybody's good? Okay. Informational, the next Board of Education meeting will be the budget hearing only, and that will be Wednesday, May 3rd, 2023. Adjourn the motion.
Correct.
Motion to adjourn, motion.
Motion.
Second. All in favor?
Yes.
Yes, motion carries unanimously. We are going to enter exec session in about a moment. We will be coming out, hopefully not too late. We will not take any action at all when we come out. So motion to enter executive session, the purpose for which is to discuss pending litigation. Motion? Second? All in favor? Yes, motion carries unanimously. Thank you so much for coming and attending the budget workshop. Thank you for the wonderful presentation.
Thank you for having me.
Absolutely the best part of being on the board.